It's Friday, July 19th, 2024. Welcome to episode 112 of the Alameda Postcast, an audio service of the Alameda Post. I'm your host, Scott Peeler. In this edition of the Postcast, the City Council hears from the Base Reuse and Economic Development Department and makes changes to the operation of Dignity Village. Alameda continues to grapple with the shock of last week's mass shooting. The water shuttle starts and stops. The Art and Wine Fair is almost here. Get ready to save the planet in your spare time, and the Post's event calendar just got bigger and better. These stories and more on this episode of the Alameda Postcast. Our top story. On Tuesday, City Council accepted and provided feedback on the Base Reuse and Economic Development Department's status update, which reviewed the past year's economic accomplishments and a plan for the future. Among the topics, revitalizing vacant storefronts, improving business engagement with Alameda Point, refining special event permitting, marketing Spirits Alley, and evaluating and sharing the results of the pilot Guaranteed Basic Income Program. The city's economic development activities are rooted in the 2018 Economic Development Strategic Plan and focus on 6 sectors: life sciences, clean, green, and high-tech, blue tech and maritime, retail and restaurants, tourism and hospitality, and artists and small manufacturers. Highlights included the groundbreaking of a new 229-room hotel co-branded as the Hilton Garden and Homewood Suites at Bay Farm. Since reporting on that groundbreaking in episode 89, a major development occurred that will likely drive more traffic to that facility, the impending closure of the Oakland Airport Hilton. The city also worked to simplify the special event permit process, adopted a public art master plan that resulted in awarding $60,000 in grants to cultural arts organizations, promoted awning improvements as part of the city's facade grant program, regularly convened the Mayor's Economic Development Authority panel to receive guidance from local business, nonprofit, and education leaders, and identified Alameda Point tenants whose leases with the city are expiring to see how Alameda can support their long-term presence. The city is also conducting a study to understand business district vacancy challenges. Staff will provide a status update in late July. The study and strategies to address vacancies are due by early September. In general, Council acknowledged that progress was being made, but expressed concern over issues such as the lack of an infrastructure bond, timing of Spirits Alley promotions, and the idea that the Economic Development Department might be understaffed. In other business, the city dissolved what was to be a 5-year agreement with the operator of Dignity Village, 5 Keys Schools and Programs. That agreement began when the facility opened in May of 23. In June of this year, 5 Keys and the city mutually agreed to terminate the agreement when Housing and Human Services and the Alameda Police Department became aware of alleged financial misconduct by a Dignity Village staff person. The investigation is currently ongoing. The staffer was put on leave. As to the nature of the misconduct, distraught public speakers who identified themselves as Dignity Village residents referenced a breach of personal information. Building Opportunities for Self-Sufficiency will provide interim supportive housing and property management at Dignity Village for up to a year, while staff works to identify a long-term provider. For full details of the events of the meeting, as well as pictures, see Karen Jensen's article at alamedapost.com/news. On Sunday, a vigil was held in front of the steps of City Hall to memorialize Brenda Natale Morales, her 6-year-old son William Killian, her mother Marta Elena Diaz Morales, and her mother's husband Miguel Angel Cacamo, who were killed in Wednesday's shooting at Kitty Hawk Road. Among the speakers, Mayor Marilyn Ezzy Ashcraft, Police Chief Nishant Joshi, family members, and Williams Little League coach Ariel Abalos. Attendees brought flowers, stuffed animals, and created messages that were added to the growing memorial. For pictures of the memorial service, as well as thoughts from the speakers, see Adam Gillett's article at alamedapost.com/news. The following day, the shooting claimed another life. On Monday, 1-year-old Wesley Killian succumbed to his injuries, bringing the total number of victims to 5. One of the speakers at the vigil was Catherine Schwartz, Executive Director of Alameda Family Services. Ms. Schwartz encouraged families to talk about the tragedy and their reactions to it. She also pointed participants to the resources available from AFS. The grieving process is unique for each individual, but it is not something you need to go through alone. Director Schwartz has shared an extensive list of resources available to one and all. Find that list, including links and phone numbers, at alamedapost.com/features. Prior to the death of 1-year-old Wesley, Sean Parrish Killian was charged with 4 counts of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and numerous other charges, including possession of an assault weapon and possession of an unconventional pistol. Under California code, an unconventional pistol is defined as not having a rifled or grooved bore and a barrel or barrels of less than 18 inches in length or has an overall length of less than 26 inches. While we do not know exactly what weapons were found, unconventional pistol is often legalese for a modified weapon such as a sawed-off shotgun. Killian will be arraigned in court on Monday, July 22nd, when his public defender said he will plead not guilty. Killian currently being held without bail at Santa Rita Jail in Dublin. Keep up with the latest on the case at alamedapost.com/news. We've been telling you about the new Oakland Alameda Water Shuttle Woodstock for some time now. Wednesday, the service began with riders filling the shuttle for the 10-minute ride across the estuary. Unfortunately, at around 6 p.m., crews noticed damage to the craft above the water line. Service was suspended. The ship was repaired overnight, but the ship remained out of commission for all of Thursday. Good news, now everything is shipshape, and regular service resumes Friday morning. You can find the schedule at watershuttle.org. 200 art and craft vendors, festival food, craft beer and wine, live music on 3 stages, and interactive kids areas with games and carnival rides. That can only mean the downtown Alameda Art and Wine Fair is upon us once again. Saturday and Sunday, July 27th through 28th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. This is the 37th fair and marks the second year in a row since a 3-year COVID-induced hiatus from 2020 through 2022. This year, an expanded area on Central Avenue will focus on items and performers that are authentically Alameda. The annual Downtown Alameda Art and Wine Fair, presented by Downtown Alameda Business, proceeds help Downtown Alameda stay clean, green, and safe. For details and links to a map and schedule, head to alamedapost.com/features. Mark your calendar for Saturday, August 3rd at 3:30 p.m. That's when you'll want to head to Books Inc. on Park as our own Joyce Mercado launches her new book, Save the Planet in Your Spare Time, a climate protection handbook for the busy person. Joyce covers everything from reducing your emissions to keeping your optimism, as well as the benefits of writing for your local news outlet. Meet Joyce, find out what you can do to help the cause, and pick up a copy of her book. You can take your first step by taking your first step and walking to Books Inc. or ride your bike. Find a preview of the book launch as well as Joyce's latest article on how to make environmentally responsible choices this summer at alamedapost.com/features. Baseball's All-Star break is over. That means back to business for Alameda's Bryan Woo. His first major league start after returning from the injured list was last Friday, an inconsistent outing in Anaheim, 3.1 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and a hit batsman. He'll look to get back in the groove Sunday afternoon in Seattle as he takes the hill for the Mariners against the Houston Astros. You never know what you're going to learn on the Walking History Tours. Last Sunday it was delightful to meet some of you, and the North of Tower Avenue Tour as Dennis Evanosky and Adam Gillett set the table for a history lesson about the creation of the Naval Air Station. Special thanks to Shirley, who told me she found out about the tour thanks to the Postcast. Glad to know the word's getting out there. If you missed North of Tower Avenue, catch it again Sunday the 28th at 10 a.m. at the Main Street entrance near City Hall West by the Plane on a Stick. Part 2 of the tour, South of Tower Avenue, was held last Sunday, repeats this Saturday, July 20th. Meet at 10 a.m. at Seaplane Lagoon Ferry Terminal. Details and ticket reservations at alamedapost.com/tours. alamedapost.com/events just got better. We have joined the City Spark network. Now when you visit our calendar, you'll get Alameda events, but you can expand your search by up to 50 miles to find an event of interest, or you can find events by looking at a map. The calendar will automatically find and display local Alameda events of interest and accesses events submitted to other calendars in the network. Bottom line, more events. Added bonus, now a whole lot easier to submit an event that you'd like publicized. Look for full details Monday at alamedapost.com. This weekend, Friday brings the Alameda Point Night Market Aloha Friday to Malaya Botanicals at 5 p.m. Lilo and Stitch is your dive-in movie at the Encinal Swim Center at 6:30. Final weekend for Tomorrow Youth Repertory's production of Urinetown at the Academy of Alameda. See Gene Kahane's review at alamedapost.com/features. Saturday, Radio Day by the Bay at the California Historical Radio Society. The Farmers Market from 9 until 1. Rock and Roll Flea Market at Faction Brewing. Splashdown 55, celebrating the 55th anniversary of the Apollo 11 recovery at the Hornet. Sekou Senegal at Tillman Park. Food Bank Players last weekend for As You Like It at the Healing Gardens. Puppet Wars Pro Wrestling at Almanac. East Bay Comedy Competition Finals at the Alameda Comedy Club. Sunday, Fiesta Alameda at Alameda Point Taxiway. Many, many more events at the new and improved alamedapost.com/events. Thank you for your support of local news for Alameda. Give a tax-deductible donation at alamedapost.com/memberships. Find us on all the usual social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Apple News. Find the Postcast wherever you get your podcasts, or simply tell your smart device to play the Alameda Postcast podcast. I'm Scott Peeler. I'll be back next Friday with episode 113 of the Alameda Postcast.